So if you're into firearms, whatever, if you own firearms and you intend to carry a firearm, it's pretty obvious what you need, and that's gonna be a holster. Now, there are hundreds, thousands of options out there for holsters. They're all different makes, all different models. Before we get started with checking out the We the People holsters, I do want to kind of disclose my relationship with them. And basically, We the People and I have been talking. So We the People sent me these holsters to review and try out. Now, they're not asking me to advertise for them. They're not asking me to give them a glowing review. They want me to legitimately review the holsters and see what I think about them. And that's exactly what I'm gonna do. So these holsters do have a drawback, but they do have a lot of benefits as well. And we're gonna go over those today. This holster is made by We the People Holsters, and I had them send me a couple of different types, in particular outside the waistband version, like this one that actually fits the Beretta M9. I also had them send me this guy, which is an inside the waistband holster. Now, unfortunately, this holster in particular is the wrong model. I ordered the wrong one. So I had this holster made for my M&P Shield Plus Performance Center. However, the one that I ordered actually has a design for this guy right here, which is the Crimson Trace, which I don't own, but I might end up getting one. So I'm not gonna send this back because I actually really like the holster, and I might actually use that opportunity to get the Crimson Trace and test it out. But what we're gonna really focus on today is this guy right here. So if you look at the design right here, you can see it's one piece of Kydex, and then it's molded around a Beretta M9, and then it's a single piece. Right back here, you have your paddle. Now, it's a very simple design, but simple doesn't necessarily mean bad. So this paddle is actually mounted with 2 screws. And if you look at this right here, you can select multiple orientations. If you want to cant it forward, backwards, or standard, this is pretty much how I keep this holster. If you look right here, you can see how the belt, how it grabs onto your belt. This part right here goes inside the waistband. Now, your belt goes into this part right here, and it grabs onto this bottom hook, and it also grabs onto these ears off to the side. This is designed so these ears, nothing bites into you. It has a little concave curvature right here, and it's very comfortable. As far as retention, you can adjust your retention with this screw right here, and there's a rubber gasket / washer, whatever you want to call that, right here in the middle. So you can make it compress a little more or less, depending on what your application is. If you want to keep it and you want better retention on your gun, you tighten that screw and it pinches your gun a little bit harder. Before we get too into it as well, Blackout Coffee is the shit. So just started working with Blackout Coffee, and I do have an affiliate link with Blackout and a coupon code. If you go to blackoutcoffee.com/MrBigKid, use the coupon code MrBigKid and you'll get 10% off the order as well. Blackout Coffee really supports the Second Amendment, and they have some really good people there that I'm happy to support as well. So it's a relationship that I'm excited to be in. So if you guys are looking to get your coffee fix, I drink a lot of coffee. It's my thing. It's a monster mug. But check out Blackout Coffee /MrBigKid. Use coupon code MrBigKid. Save yourself some money. This is the gun that I requested that they make the holster for. So this is a Beretta M9, and for all the safety Gestapo out there, yes, we are empty. So right here, holster fits in, has a nice click. And as you can see, looking at the holster, it completely covers the trigger loop, which is important. You don't want something to get in there to accidentally pull that trigger, squeeze that trigger. It covers on this back half right here. You can see it covers all the parts that would stick into your side. Granted, it is a paddle holster, so being outside the waistband, you don't have to be too concerned with that, but it covers the rear safety of the Beretta, which is good. And on this side, it keeps it open. So depending on what condition you want to keep your Beretta in, you can have it on safe or you can have it on fire, which is nice again. As far as the mag release is exposed down here. So if you want to drop your mag, pull your mag out while it's holstered, you can do that. Let's look at retention now. And it's grabbing and then it lets go. Clicks in. So pulling, it's grabbing, and then lets go right about there. You have some pretty good friction on this holster, and it's not tight whatsoever. You could You can pull it as fast as you need, but there's good retention. All right, so one thing I do like about this holster and its design is how the edge right here is flared. So that means when your gun can actually come in at an angle. I'll show you guys. So I'm gonna take my gun and you can kind of hit it at an extreme angle, and that flaring helps take that gun and scoop it into the holster. Some holsters, when they're made, they're just straight flat. That means when you put your gun in, you gotta come straight down. This guy, you have a little bit of leniency. You can come in at an angle and just boop, pop it in. Not too bad. And one thing I do also like about these holsters, and also it could be a drawback as well, but it's the simplicity and the basics of it. So this holster essentially, it's just a piece of Kydex. That's all it is. It's a piece of Kydex and it's molded around whatever gun you order it for. Now they do have a big selection of guns. You can order this holster for just about every handgun out there, for the most part. Of course, there's exceptions. It's a one piece of Kydex and then one retention screw. Very simple. You have a universal mounting pattern back here for their other types of mounting systems, but the one I wanted was with a paddle. They make it just really easy to slap on when you need it. Kind of want to talk about some applications for this type of holster. Now, the only retention is going to be with this screw. You don't have any additional retention. Here's a universal holster that I have, and this one is made by Safariland with a paddle. Now, this holster has a button right here. So you press this button and you can draw the firearm by putting the gun back in. It resets the button, so when you pull it out, you use your middle finger, whichever, and then you hit that, and then the gun slides out. So I'm not a huge fan of open carry unless I'm out hiking, camping, or I'm out shooting in the desert. So in those instances, I'm not in the public eye. If someone has ill intentions towards me, they want to take my gun, let's just be blatant about it. If someone wants to take my gun, that secondary retention is important. When I do carry my firearm in public, it's concealed inside the waistband. I don't carry open in the public. Now, again, unless I'm shooting, this is just fine. If I'm shooting competition, a local steel competition, if I'm out target shooting on the range, whatever, if I'm hiking or camping, I think this is a really good option. Holsters range in all different types of prices depending on the type you get. You can spend several $100s on a holster setup. And what's nice about these is having the ability to pretty much get a holster that's affordable for each of the firearms. So if I decide I want to carry it, whether it's inside the waistband or again on my hip, I got these options. I don't have to spend hundreds of dollars on each firearm. So I'm going to talk a little bit also about their inside the waistband version. So here it is. This is the carbon fiber version that I ordered, and this has a very, very durable clip right here on the side. Very thick material as well. Again, on the holster, they've taken all the sharp edges away, so nothing's gonna dig into your side with this holster. It's a pretty thick Kydex. It has a little bit of give, but it's made it seems to be made pretty well. And then this retention screw, obviously a much smaller package, is gonna be right here. So overall, the positives with this holster are going to be price. Price is a big one. Very affordable pricing. I want to say around the $50 range, give or take a few bucks. They make a lot of different colors too. I'm not a big fan of the flashy colors and the logos and stuff like that, though there is one out there that I've seen that I really want. I just like the grays. I like the desert colors too, OD, green, FDE, stuff like that. Your holster options are pretty good. Number two, it's made relatively thick. It's a good material and it doesn't have much give. It maintains its structure pretty well, and the simplicity of it is good. That's a benefit to me. Now, I think the drawback with their holsters, to be honest, is probably going to be their lack of options for light mounted options or optics and stuff like that. It's under my impression that they're going to actually be enhancing that, and they are starting to make holsters for other options, hence the incorrect holster that I ordered. This one is for a Crimson Trace. They don't have a lot of options for weapon mounted lights. The way the future is going right now is people want to accessorize. People want to put a red dot on their guns. People want to put a light TLR6, X300, stuff like that on their holster, on their firearm. I mentioned that to them, and they're constantly updating their stock and their designs. So I don't doubt that they're going to be coming up with stuff for all that soon. I haven't checked the website in several weeks, so there's a good chance that they have all this stuff already. I don't know for sure, but that was one of my drawbacks when I was ordering the holster, is I really wanted something for my X300, but they didn't really offer that. That being said, the product that I ordered seems to be really well made. It's rigid, it's strong, and it's not too thick and not too thin. It's like a perfect material thickness, so it's actually very comfortable. The pricing is pretty much a win-win. Not everybody has the budget to purchase that $200, $250 holster. $50 to have a way to carry your gun securely is pretty good. I've heard good things about the company and the dealings that I've had with We the People. Very, very friendly people, and yes, they are all made in America. So that's all I have for you guys today. Hope you all enjoyed this video. Again, I do have a link in the description below for We the People. They gave me a discount code, so use MrBigKid as a coupon and get a pretty big amount off for the holster as well. Otherwise, thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you guys later.